Welcome to another powerful episode of the Neoliberal Round podcast. Today's episode is entitled, I Could Have Been a Usain Bolt, or like a Serena Williams. But that is the title of today's episode. Again, I could have been a Usain Bolt, or like a Serena Williams. And we will talk about that. We will explore this topic and this particular statement with Ricardo, McKenzie, my twin brother, who is back with us, and you will also hear Donté Nelson, our co-producer. But what is quite powerful? We will look at how poverty, parenting, and problematic philosophy and bad theology prevent personal growth and perpetuate estrangement and resentment in kids. You know, one of the things that, one of the takeaways in today's podcast was when Ricardo says we were twins, but different in our own way. Another takeaway is that life is about strategy. Another takeaway is this, that risk-taking is not one of our biggest traits in certain communities and families. Another one is this, the issue of bad theology, and I just alluded to it, where we are told to train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they should not depart. But what is happening is that conservative Christian parents and cultures and societies are interpreting that particular pericope of Bible scriptures. Instead of saying train up a child in the way that they should go, they now say, they are saying train up a child the way you want them to grow. You want them to go or to grow. And that becomes a problem. But one of the things we said is that parenting must adjust their skills to facilitate the child's uniqueness so as to allow the child's success, so as to allow the child to become more successful in life and for his own personal growth and development. And we talk about that parenting being a key. We talk about parenting, we talk about sports and race, we talk about economics, we talk about life and learning, we talk about how society thwarts dreams and perpetuate resentment. So we talk about that. We look at this particular fact that our parents, and this statement was quite powerful, and I made this statement in the discussions. Our parents thwarted our athletic prowess. And one of the takeaway and one of the points I made is this: post-colonialism provided new freedoms that was met with dogmas and rules and the bureaucratic phenomenon. And I explained that. Again, post-colonialism provided new freedoms met with dogmas, rules, and the bureaucratic phenomenon. We talk about that. And of course, we talk about Salah, we talk about Mbappe, we talk about Serena Williams, we talk about Venus Williams, we talk about Margaret Court, Chris Everett, Billie Jean King. We mentioned Steffi Graf, Navratilova, and the issue of race and difference of expectations and how the media is changing. We talk about several issues. It was deep, it's compact. 30 minutes of discussions here in this episode. You guys got to listen to the entire episode. I won't say anything else. The next you will hear our introduction music, you'll hear an ad, and then we go straight into it. This is the Neoliberal Round podcast, and continue to support us and visit us at https://anchor.fm/the neoliberal and subscribe for free and donate to us at https://anchor.fm/the neoliberal/support. The Neoliberal Corporation, serving the world today to solve tomorrow's challenges. Visit us at theneoliberal.com or RinaldoCMcKenzie.com. I found him. I found him, nigga. Salah. I used to work for a place called Zem Restaurant in Philadelphia, and they watch a lot of football. So I realized that they would always put the TV on Liverpool when they're playing. And I realized that they had a guy named Salah. I'm like, oh, you love Salah? He's from Egypt. He is the next star, man, football star. He helped to carry Liverpool. He helped to carry Liverpool to the Premier League and to the Champions League. Trust me, very good guy. Very good guy.
Yes.
But you said there's a new guy now. What's the name of the guy you called from France? The guy from France, with Qatar. Mbappe. Yes, Mbappe. I've been hearing about Mbappe. Who does he? Which team does he play for? Soccer team does he play for? Mbappe.
I don't remember.
Mbappe. Oh, football player, French. So, oh yes, he is French.
Hi.
Mbappe. Oh, I see him here. Plays French. And he also plays as a forward for the club league in Germany. Oh, Paris. No, he plays for Paris Saint-Germain and he plays for Paris Saint-Germain and the French national team. Considered one of the best players in the world and the highest paid. You said he gets what, $350 million for the next 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, soccer players are among the highest players in the world, especially top soccer players. And I think, and then NBA players. No, sorry, baseball. Soccer, baseball, NBA, and then the other sports. Those are, I think, in that order. Yeah. But you're telling me now that you're talking about Serena Williams just now, and you said that Serena Williams, when you were looking back at the video, the tape, you're looking at how people treat black players or black athletes in terms of the honors and how they are awarded and how they are seen and how they have to go there.
Well, no, not how they treat them. I was saying how you and I was good. If I knew that track star, I knew running. I didn't know much about it. I didn't know they got all that money. I could have been a track star. I know I could have been a Usain Bolt. I know it, Ronaldo. I feel it. I know it. I remember this because when I went to St. Catherine High School and I ran that 200 meter, Ronaldo, and I beat the entire track team ran against me, and I got the 8th lane. Ronaldo, I destroyed them. And my teacher came to me and said, Ricardo, do you know you are running at an Olympic pace record?
I know.
And how old are you? That's what he said. He clocked me. And I didn't know. He said he caught me. I just showed up and said I'm going to run.
You always talk about the fact that you could have been the next Serena. Or you would have been the next Usain.
I know it.
You could have been a Usain Bolt.
I know it.
Athlete or big, but you're...
Yes, Ronaldo.
Say, why is it that you could not realize those dreams? Why is it that you? But now you are a professional with making a very good professional, making good money with your masters and so on.
No, I don't want to make good money. I don't want my family members to fuck. I don't want you to work. I don't want money to work. If money was smart, you'd have done that. Because then none of you guys would be working. I would be supporting my entire family in a different way. One of you is my agent. You would be in the front box. Okay, when I see Tiafo and his twin brother, I get mad because I know how good I was. I was so good, Ronaldo. You don't understand. When I was in, my teacher came to me.
You ran for St. Catherine High School at the National Stadium. But you oftentimes said that your parents thwarted our athletic prowess of what we could have done in terms of because
yes,
Jeanette could run very well, Janice, and then they dominated the collegiate field, softball and in track
yes,
at the girls Girls High School, the Queens. Jeanette, Paul was very good at soccer or football, as you call it in
Paul got upset. Paul is upset about it too. It's not just me. Okay, but
black
the one
parents,
you and I had that.
But black parents,
yes,
all they want to think about is getting an education, leaving and get a job, and that's it.
Yes, they want us to be a slave. They want to continue to perpetuate slavery.
The slave mentality.
Yes, that's what they wanted, and they're getting it today. Okay, they're getting it now. Their parents, now their kids and their kids have to work really effing hard to make ends meet. When we didn't have to do this, that's why you have to rejoice with Serena and her father. What her father did was remarkable. He made them rich and famous, not just Serena,
Ricardo,
but the entire family.
I'm studying strategy. Strategy is very, and I said everybody must study strategy. Not just learning strategy. Say, for example, Donté last week in one of his week 4 learning, or week 4, he looks at the learning strategies and how learning strategies can be successful.
Yeah.
Not just learning strategies. There's strategy in every single thing that you do, and even how society is constructed. Even as we think about repositioning the world after World War I and II, there's strategy that went into that. And if you look at the archives and read, you'll see the strategy. And so people have to start, and certain parents, Richard was strategic in ensuring that his girls would set up his family for wealth.
Yes.
And he was mean, and it's one thing when you're mean as a parent, but when you're mean for the right thing, it pays off. Okay? They are mean because their daughter say something out of line. They're mean because they're not mean because they are trying to help them to do something positive, and they are on their backs and their necks. That's what parents should be on their backs for their kids for developing strategies that would guarantee their children's success. And when their children are faltering, they get on them for that. People are getting on them for the wrong thing. You know what I mean? I remember when you watch many years ago, I would be in a room and I would be watching a TV with black people, and they would be watching, say, for example, a white show, and how the white parents would respond to their kids. Oh, don't disturb, don't come into my room. Oh my God! And then the black parents or black families say, excuse me, who pay for that house? But don't disturb. I mean, Caucasians are weird. Why would? But it's the Caucasians. That's not important. What is important is your school and your education, setting them up for. That is what they get on them for. Now we black people get on them for what? Oh, do not disturb. Respect. I'm your parent. I demand a certain level of respect.
Yes.
Because for people of color and so on, there is always this idea of respect, this ability to demonstrate this masculinity, this fatherhood, this motherhood, or this individuality, or this that they never got. So probably they should know having kids and know the ability to care for their kids. Because parenting had escaped the black man and the black woman during slavery. Parenting we weren't supposed to parent our children. Okay, that was a privileged position reserved for the
Yeah.
So probably that kind of attitude. Now that we can know parents and fathers, now that's all we're concerned. We're not concerned about.
Yeah, but Serena's father is 70-something.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was ahead, the fact that he was able to think outside the box. There was a lot of witness. They're very religious.
Ricardo, but the problem is we are, I say to people, one of the reasons why many of these Caribbean countries are poor, are post-independent, is because we were left with a particular religion that constricts us, that tells you do not think out of the box. Where they create rules. They join the international globalized world and create rules that they must, and because they adopt this Western Christian culture and they follow the rules, while the post-industrial countries don't follow the rules. Okay, you call that the bureaucratic phenomenon, where you create international associations and set rules that only certain people follow, but the others don't. Are expected to follow and the others don't follow. And I say to you, with NAFTA, what happened? They pull out of NAFTA, reauthorize it, reframed it and went back into NAFTA so that they can so that they can recoup and to get maximum benefit. So I'm saying to you that is what has dogged many black and brown and Caribbean people, because what they did was when they got independence and freedom, they continued to they adopted certain philosophies and ideologies in a heavy-handed way, okay? Not in a unique way that allows them to express themselves and to be free from dogmas and rules that continue to keep them down, while those who they arrange their freedoms with, okay, are very loose with the rules that are set up. And that's what has caused also our parents.
Their father decided that he was not going to let his religion dictate. He's going to let it use him to give him the impetus to be better. For us in our family, to be better, it means you have to work hard. You have to be a doctor and work hard. And how are we going to go to college? Our parents couldn't afford it. How are we going to send me, you, and Janet everyone to college? Imagine if I was in Jamaica and you, how would they afford to send both of us to school, Rennie? They didn't think about that. You wanted me to be a doctor. How are you going to finance that? You can't. They didn't think. So what? What they should have done is encourage us to find our way in what? In the other areas that we do well. I went to Mommy Ronaldo. Mommy pulled me out of soccer, they selected me at Bridgeport High School to be a part of the Pepsi soccer boys under 12. Boys under 16. And I scored the most goals. They selected me. Mommy said no. Do you know this?
No.
Yes. Ronaldo the boy, and run me down. I remember the backfield. I played soccer. You didn't know this. I was in sports. I always wanted to do it. When I was walking to Channelie McIntosh house, I would see them, and I went and joined. And I played soccer, and they selected me because I scored the most goals. I played 3 games, and I scored 3 goals. 3 goals. I remember these moments. Okay? I remember. I think Catherine and I even played cricket. I played cricket, and Mr. Ronaldo used to lick some. Because I was a lefty. And I was like, oh my God, I just wanted sports. And I was like, Ronaldo was given the gift of gab and the gift of smarts. And I'm trying to keep up with him. I would tell myself that. That's what I had to do. I had to keep up with you. Because in honesty, we were good. You and I are smart in our own right. Different aspects and abilities. God gave me. I remember when you and I would run, my lungs were big, stronger than yours. So I could run longer. I was faster. Okay, but when it comes down to reading and comprehending, I could read and comprehend, but there was only so much I could comprehend. You could take it further. Yeah. So we were twins, and we were good, but we were good in our own right, and that made us so unique. You would have gone the path of the educational aspiration, and I would have gone the path of the athletic aspiration, because both of those would have taken us somewhere. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They wanted me to be smart and push me into educational aspiration. When, be honest with you, that was just not me. It wasn't me. I had to learn it and develop it and force myself to learn. But it was not me. I told Mommy that the other day. I said, Mommy, it pains my heart when I know that this is who I am. And I am happy, I guess. But I could have been something else. But you guys forced me to be it, because all you see in front of you was the only thing that mattered. And it's the only thing that still matters to Mommy. She is that. Instead of letting your kids finding their path. That's why when you have kids, you need to let them find their path and what they are. What is your strength? What are they good at? You're forcing them in the book. When all these people are not book. Maybe if they had given me sports, I would have discovered book. Maybe that's why I got smarter, because I started playing more sports. Because sports allow you to be strategic. I said that to a lady today, Ronaldo. Yeah. I said, if you have children who have learning disabilities, you need to give them sports, not group sports. Because you put them in a sport that requires them to lean on anybody else, they probably will not do well. It won't help them. But if you give them tennis, or if you give them golf, or if you give them an individualistic sport, they probably will do well, because they only could, or track and field, because they only could learn on themselves. Because it requires strategy and think outside the box. And once you develop your mind, once you develop yourself to understand that life is about strategy, then it was like, oh, that's how life works. So then it will materialize into how you do in school. That's what I think that's why I got better in my education aspiration. And I'm average. I'm not above average, and I'm okay with it. Okay, because I work harder to be above average. And some people have to understand your limitation, and I know what my limitations are. Okay, I know. And I'm not going to fool myself. All right? I know you're strong. You could read and comprehend it like that. Okay? Yeah. That was you. You were like a sponge. I knew it. When I was in high school, the 7th grade, you were the only one doing well in biology. The only one who could pass geography. I remember you got A, I got D, and the next person got, there were E's and F's. I remember. In one of our biology courses. You're the only one who passed that class.
I remember in grade 9, when we were choosing the courses for grade 10, I didn't know I passed biology. I thought I was awful. I looked, I got a top grade in biology, A. I'm like, wait, I got an A? I thought I flunked biology. I should have...
That's why I was like, Ronaldo, he's a bookworm. He deserves to do that. Me, I came to this country and I was hoping that I could actually get myself into a college. The plan was to get into a college and start playing tennis or track and field and see if I could develop. But when I came here, Sophie stole my money. And when I got the scholarship, I got a scholarship from Montclair. They had a tennis program and a track and field program. And I was going to see if I could be a part of it. But Sophie stole my money and I couldn't. I had to drop out of school. And here I am today.
Boy, I'm telling you, I've told you, but you still pushed, you still kept believing in yourself.
Yes.
You know, there are so many opportunities and you try and you still kept believing. You play tennis right now, you play tournaments still, not making...
And I won a couple tournaments. And this old man came to me the other day when I won that tournament in the Army, and he said, boy, you are so athletic, you are so agile, you're forehand and you're so fierce. This old man, he said, I wish I was like you when I was your age. He's like, oh my God, if they had discovered you a little bit earlier in life, I'm not lying when I'm telling you this, the Armory. I remember I played the tournament at the Armory and he came to me and he's like, I love watching you play. He's like, come here. And he's like, you are so good. And I said, I'm old. I'm like 30 something now. It's too late for me. He's like, but boy, if they had discovered you when you were a little bit younger, you would have been great. Your movement, he said, my thinking
because they don't take. Earlier we were talking about businesses. They don't. Risk taking is not one of the people's biggest traits, and so it could be that our parents did not, and African American and Black and certain parents and Caribbean parents, and people who are coming out of poverty and realizing growth and trying to get to the next level in their lives. They don't take risks. They can't afford to take risks, they say, I guess.
Risk by sending your kid into athletics. You see, Mr. White tell them, Mr. White said, Mrs. McKenzie, on the son a half man, them can't run. And I remember, Ronaldo, the problem with our society in Jamaica and with our family, and I said this to Paul and I said this to Kashana the other day. I went over there and them said, boy, oh, you're shot. Oh my God, you shot. And I said to them, there was a time I would never come here because of that comment or those comments. And I'm like, never. I said, no, I need to finish. But now I'm stronger in my skin and I'm older and nothing you say will affect me in that manner. I said, if you guys are going to keep judging me based on what I look like, I'm never coming back here. I said, how about, I said that. I said, how about that? Hi, Ricardo, how are you? That's what I said to Brenna. I said to Kashana, everybody's going to leave. Even Mommy was there. Do you know, I went there the last 2 times in my shortest of shorts. In fact, this weekend, the short was even shorter. Brenna, nothing from Mommy, nothing from anyone. And that is the problem in our society. And when we're growing up, they judge. You and I remember when I was going to do track and field. You know why I didn't do track and field, Ronaldo? Or I didn't push my own self to do it? Right. Because when I did it, I remember Paul, Daddy, and Peter, and they were all saying, oh, they can't do nothing. Both never run. You can't do nothing. Just like that.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yes. I remember. And I said, yes.
And family family can really affect and impact and block their own family members from realizing
that is why Pete's daughter called me, and I said that to her. I encourage her all the time. Zaire called me. I encourage him all the time. I said, be yourself, be your true self. Like I know Zaire control it.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. That's what I said, my job is, I want to know the deepest, darkest secret. My job is not to judge, but to make sure what you do it with pride, and you enjoy it, and no one lead you to do it, but you do something that you love and you want to do. That's how I talk to Zaire. That's how I talk to Kiara. Kiara called me the other day. The parents wanted her to do this. And I said, no, it's what you want to do. You walk in that destiny.
You know, I'm happy. There is a...
Because that's true.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids, they need that.
Yes.
They don't get that.
But that is true. Donté just made a comment saying that is true, that a lot of young people, they need that, but they don't get that from home.
No, they don't.
I think part of the problem is bad theology. There's a scripture that says, grow up the child in the way that he or she should grow, so that when they are old, they'll not depart. But I think this is how they interpret it. Grow up a child, or train up a child in the way that you want them to grow, so that when they are old, they'll not depart. That is how they are reading the scriptures. The scripture says, grow up the child in the way that he should grow. In other words, and then I've been doing some reading about learning strategies and journeying with Donté in his first college seminar course, looking at developing a psychological thinking. And it says that teaching that recognizes the uniqueness of individuals and facilitate the learning process like that, find that the students are much more successful. Okay? And it's the same thing that we should apply that also when we think about child rearing and raising children and so on. That families and parenting that tries to understand the uniqueness of their children and facilitate their parent and adjust their parenting skills based on the child's uniqueness will find that the child is much more successful in his growth and his development.
Yes.
Okay? That should apply, but what they're saying, they're this bad theology. Train up a child in the way that you think that the child should grow. Or they should be Christian.
Yeah, maybe, but that's just one mom thinking.
That is how African American,
Because I can speak on the behalf of my mom. My mom, she raised us very well.
Yes.
But she was the only parent.
Well, I mean, when you look at parenting, there's so many issues. It's like
it was just us four.
There are people who have only one parenting, and
there's not a lot of work and performance that she wants to provide within us because she still had to keep a roof over our heads.
Well, I mean, I tell you, the issue of poverty, the issue of training.
But she still instilled a lot of knowledge and this net, so we feel like throughout our childhood.
Yeah. But Ricardo, you're talking about another aspect of parenting here, looking at how parents can keep down their children's growth and keep down their success. And I'm saying to you that this is based on probably bad theology or an acceptance of a particular interpretation or position that leads them to make decisions that ultimately affect their kids, and then their kids walk away with resentment. And they will continue, and Ricardo constantly talk about the opportunities that he would have.
Right, but I understand exactly where you was coming from. That's why I brought up a little.
And then there are issues where they have one parent who have to be struggling with all the kids, and then the children themselves now, and the older child have to now take over. The children now have to become parents, and you have to consider, and it also that prevent and affect their growth and their development, and that's something that you can relate to.
Right, that's why I had brought up
precisely. So there's so much to contend with.
It's a lot that you can think about with that. It's not even just the parents. The parents, they can do their hardest and they can
that is why I like Richard. Bring it right back to Serena Williams and Richard. Ricardo was talking about Serena Williams earlier, and how one of the reasons. And then we were looking at Coco Gauff, how she lost, and she's like, oh shit, Ricardo. You said that, Ricardo. Hello? Ricardo was saying that Serena, that the Coco Gauff, people are saying that she's the next Serena, but Ricardo is saying that Coco Gauff is no Serena, she's a Venus. And Ricardo was saying she lacked the grit. The Serena has grit. You're saying that she has grit, and that grit comes from, the experiences she have. She brings the experience and the challenge she has to go through as a black person, and not only that, and she was also challenged for her weight and all that. She brought all of that to the sport, and she fought.
Yes, she did.
But he also brought up the idea that when you in 2002, when you looked at the standing, it would see you would have Margaret Court 10, and then you'll have Billie Jean King 13, and then you'll have what's the other person's name? Chrissy Everett and Martina Navratilova 18 or whatever the case might be, and then you have Steffi Graf at 22 or whatever. Now, and then you find in 2008 the same thing. Now Steffi in 2010, once Serena got to 17, all of a sudden Margaret Court's name is no longer at 10 above. No, she's all the way above Steffi Graf's name. They start pushing the bar more, and we all. And yes, you were. Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right, and but you said that now they recognize that, and the media is now changing that, and now when you look back at the standings, Margaret Court now is back at 10, and of course back up there, and then you have Serena Williams, who is now above Steffi Graf. So I guess that people are recognizing that. But this is good. This is good. This is good. This is a good reflection, Ricardo.
Yeah. I know. Anyway, let's go now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Neoliberal Round podcast. You can send me an email at ronaldocmckenzie@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at Ronaldo McKenzie, or you can visit me on Facebook, Ronaldo C. McKenzie, or on Facebook at ronaldo.mckenzie. And of course, you can also visit our page at ronaldocmckenzie.com or theneoliberal.com. And check out our book, Neoliberalism, Globalization, Income Inequality, Poverty and Resistance. That's available at our publishers at Palmetto Publishing, or you can visit Barnes & Noble, or many other online sources, Walmart and Target, so on and so forth. And of course, we're also on the Audible and the ebook. And I have a second book coming out entitled Neoliberalism or Neoliberal Globalization Reconsidered. Continue to stay tuned, and you'll hear the publication and the release date of that book. What good?